Welcome back to SnowRunner, guys, and this is Highway Haulin' by Remoh. Now, this map is specifically centered around highways, long hauls, and most importantly, the highway trucks that really didn't get much use in the main game solely because of the fact that most of the terrain was just too rough or too harsh, and they would always end up getting stuck and therefore would motivate the player to switch to a more capable off-road truck. Now, once again, this map is a mission-driven, not necessarily story-driven, but mission-driven experience that allows you to really put these highway trucks to good use. Now, I have enabled a couple of mods, and I can use them if I desire, like, for example, the IV K100A or the R&R 8000 series cabover, but for now, we're going to use this Ford, and we're going to fire it up, we're going to get into the world, we're going to immerse ourselves in the world of this map, because I've never been here before, and I want to share my very first experiences with you guys. So without any further ado, let's fire this thing up and see what happens. Now, also, I could definitely see this map being a wonderful place to start a roleplay experience if that was something you really wanted to do. Now, on the map, we see basically nothing right off the start, although I can see what looks like a highway out there. There's one watch point there, one watch point there, and wow, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh my god, this place is huge. All right, so actually, how many are there? There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so 7. All right. So wait, no. 2, 3. Wait a minute. Now I'm losing track. All right, hold on. I need to count them quickly because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, no, there are 7. Okay, so there's 7 watch points to deal with, and we'll see what we can. Well, there's that phase 4 frame lag again. But let's get ourselves out to the main road. Already, I can tell you, this is giving off a lot of like realistic feeling vibes. It definitely wants to make you feel like you're in a realistic world, and the highway trucks definitely kind of drive that point home for sure. So let's see. Lay of the land discovered. So that's right here on that first road. So we should definitely do that to kind of get more familiar with the environment. Lay of the land. Welcome to the neighborhood. You should probably go get your rig set up and try it to figure out where everything is around here. Good luck out there. Well, thanks, bud. I really appreciate that. So that's our find the garage task, basically. Now, Remoh's maps are really, really interesting because not only do they have wonderful map design, but historically, they also integrate tasks very well with the idea that you are exploring the map and completing the tasks at the same time. So you never really feel like you're wasting your time by doing any of these tasks. You always feel like you're heading closer and closer to some kind of end goal the more of these tasks you do. Apparently, they want to warn me of deer jumping across the road, but the biggest thing I'm concerned about right now is we don't have Beans in here. Where's my boy? Where's my boy? We need to get to the garage. He's probably chilling out there at the garage. Then we can pick him up and head back out into the world. Now, I'm going to throw this thing in high because we really don't need to... Wow, I forgot how fast high range was in this truck. But we really don't need to worry about going too fast on a road like this because this really is kind of a flat road. Even though it's dirt, I'm not really worried about it. Now, one of the interesting things as well is the fact that you can see he has disabled DevTools out here. So, DevTools being disabled definitely... Wait a minute. I'm not getting a locator yet. Where is... So, find the garage. All right, so it's up there. So, I may have cheated a little bit. I may have looked at the GPS a little bit. Looks like there's some kind of wreckage going on up there. We'll figure out what's going on up there a little later, but we'll go ahead and turn right off the bat. Now, it seems to have started raining a bit, and hopefully that doesn't last too long. Hopefully it's not super stormy. I want to get to see this map in a fairly... Ooh, what's down there? Somebody's house? Yeah, somebody's big cabin, like big old cabin. So high range in this thing seems to be fairly good for cruising. It's about the equivalent of 5th. Although, the only thing is, when it's going uphill, it doesn't really seem to want to go any higher than 5th either. Now, when you're on flat ground or when you're going downhill, I'm sure it would be more than happy to go above 5th gear, but going up the long hills, it definitely doesn't really seem to want you to go much higher than 5th gear. Now, I do appreciate the grip of these highway tires, though, because when you drive a lot of trucks with mud tires or off-road tires all the time, the grip on pavement is always severely lacking, and so having the... Whoa, is that an on-ramp? Whoa, that's so cool. There's a fuel station down there just off the highway. Holy crap. Where's the garage? Where's the locator? Oh, God, where's the locator? Okay, I think it's up there. So... I guess our on-ramp is going to be up here. Should we get on the highway or should we stay on the back road? I'm a little confused right now because I don't want to get on the highway and find out later that I wasn't supposed to. But at the same time, it might be the only way. It might be the only way to get there. So let's see if we can... What time is it, by the way? Yeah, okay, so it just started in the afternoon. No worries there. All right. Let's get on the highway. It really is interesting to look at SnowRunner from the perspective of more highway driving, because I definitely think that with all the highway trucks available in this game, let's also pull into this fuel station real quick. With all the highway trucks available in this game, you wonder why they didn't really include a experience like this, you know, or a map that had some larger highways. Go ahead and get refueled. We got a large fuel trailer right there. And I'm sure there'll be a task a little bit later on to go along with that, so I'm not going to mess with it right now. Hey, there's a watch point. Now, granted, there really isn't a watchtower set piece to go with that, but, whoa! Raised beacon, Yar 87, swap with deliveries, scrap dealing, what goes up, antenna upgrades, tractor troubles, building the business. Holy moly. All right, let's see what the observation view looks like. Doesn't really look like all that much, except it does give you a view of the highways yet to come. It definitely gives off a very American Truck Simulator type vibe, and I can really tell that that's what a lot of this was inspired by, and that's a lot of what he was going for here. But I gotta say, I mean, that's a big deal, you know what I mean? That's a very big deal for that to be a big focus of this. Yeah, I'm really, really happy to see that. 6th gear, 7th gear. I will say that it definitely shows you how, whoa, the handling physics and the steering physics of this game were not designed to drive at high speeds on the highway. Even with something like a highway truck with highway tires, finally there's our locator for the garage. Now keep in mind, we've been playing on this map for a few minutes now and we haven't even hooked up a trailer yet. That goes to show how involved this map is going to be. So I suppose, yep, we're going to go ahead and get off the highway right here, make a left to go on the overpass, and then link up with the garage itself. So let's make our way up the hill and get stopped. Now, one of the biggest things that I'm looking forward to seeing with this map is where it goes in the future in terms of world expansion and, you know, other portals to other maps. This really could become a whole region, and knowing what Remoh has done in the past, I wouldn't put it past him to be potentially working on an expansion to this region right now. And the other thing that I'm very excited about is getting into this map in multiplayer. That is going to be wild. The multiplayer experience is definitely going to be something that I think will open up a whole new dynamic of gameplay. What is that? Is that a skate park? Bro, is that a freaking skate park? I did not expect a skate park to be on this map whatsoever, but I am 100% going to have to try some kind of crazy vehicles out there. All right, we found ourselves a garage, boys. Lay of the land, here's your home base. I'm sure you'll get to know Violet well. Heck of a mechanic and always there when trouble pops up. Time to hit the pavement and roll out. All right, let's pop into the garage, move to the garage, and go into the truck store and purchase our next rig. So let's see, we could use the Brigadier on this map. That'd be so freaking cool. Now, in my storage, I should have a couple of DLC trucks that I can sell, and I'm definitely not opposed to selling some of them, because, I mean, that's going to work up my money anyway, and I would like to get that done. I would also like to go ahead and grab a certain truck that I was really excited to drive out here. Now, the ZIKZ 605R would be awesome out here, but where is the R&R 8000 series? It must have turned itself off. It literally must have turned itself off, because I know I turned it on and it's not here. Like, it's straight up not here at all whatsoever, unless I am completely 100% blind. But I will say, I do want to go ahead and do just a tiny little bit of exploration out here first before I go ahead and do anything else. And I'm going to actually grab Buzz's F450, the single wheel version for this. And we're not going to go too crazy. We're just going to leave most of the stock features in it. A small lift and a slight increase on tire size. Nothing too crazy, like I said before. We're not gonna go crazy on this truck. We're not gonna go wild on it. It's just gonna be kind of a daily driver-ish spec, like a lifted daily driver spec. I know it's got, 45s on it, but SnowRunner daily driver spec. Because I do want to go ahead and drive around this area a little bit and see what it has to offer. Now, this truck actually drives really well in the stock tune, and not a lot of people give enough credit, in my opinion, to how well the stock tune is set up. So if that's something that you haven't tried before on this truck, I highly recommend giving it a go. And I do recommend still, putting a Scout to use on this map, because the thing about a Scout is that it, once again, gives you an opportunity to drive a vehicle that isn't a semi-truck, but in a sort of environment where maybe a semi-truck isn't always the best use, So, because you're not going to want to always be turning your truck around. And, like, in real life, you would potentially go and scout out an area in a pickup truck before hauling there in a semi-truck. So I definitely think it's something that is worth looking into for a lot of people. We got a task right here. This looks like a little bit of a scrapyard almost. Actually, yeah, you can tell by that logo. Warehouse, scrapyard. Let's see, scrap dealing. We got 4 calls about old trucks that need picking up. You get them for us and you got yourself all the metal you need. Until then, we got nothing to sell you. Rewards Pacific P16, and the details of it are pick up and deliver the Tega, the P16, the Scout, and the 745C. That gives us access to the location as well as a Scout 800 and a Caterpillar 745C. So basically, there are warehouse-based cargoes available here, but in order to gain access to them, we need to go ahead and find those vehicles and bring them back to activate the warehouse. Really cool attention to detail there, and I really like how they've made it so that you don't just get to go to the warehouse and access everything right off the bat, but you actually have to bring those vehicles there and then access that scrap. They convert those vehicles into scrap, and then you can then access the cargo from them. Now, we've also got a gas station down here, another gas station, and, I mean, it's not like I really need to top off my diesel tank. I'm only down 2 gallons, but still, really, really interesting map design. Nice little pond here out in front of the house, and a lot of these houses could also be very useful for roleplay scenarios, depending, of course, on what kind of roleplay you want to do, and the type of characters you want to have, and the type of storyline you want to create for yourself. Because not only does this map involve a lot of missions that come standard with the map, but there's really a lot of opportunity out here for you to create your own missions, your own storylines, and your own just instances within the game world and the game environment. You also got farm fields out there, which you got hay bales in, just kind of chilling out. So there really is opportunities for, my God, all sorts of different scenarios to be created on this map. Now, we're not going to go too much further this way. I do want to go ahead and get a little bit more of a lay of the land, and then I'll make sure and figure out why, for whatever reason, my 8000 series isn't turning on, because I really want to do some hauling with that in a future episode. But there's actually a watch point down here, which I really want to go ahead and unlock before going much further, and that should give us access to quite a few more tasks, hopefully. But apparently there's some porta potties down here. I'm not sure why, they're just kind of chilling out. But it looks like it's almost like a parking lot for maybe a boat put in, or, ooh, backed up. Oh, that's probably something to do with the porta potties, isn't it? Let's see. So backed up is actually not available here. Don't know where it's available, but I'm sure we will find it again soon. But this has been a very early look, my very first look personally, at Remoh's Highway Hauling map, and it is definitely a new take on map making. It's definitely a new take on environment types, and it's definitely something that I'm going to be spending a lot more time on. And I want you guys to let me know in the comment section down below if it's something that you guys would like to see a future series on. So with that in mind, once again, let me know all your thoughts and opinions in the comments. Hit that like button if you enjoyed, subscribe, and turn those notifications on if you're new around here. And I will see you guys next time. Talk to y'all later.